Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, guess what? It's time for another payday prep, ladies and gentlemen. However, I just got done getting a load of water, so I thought that I'd take you guys on a quick ride home so you can see what it looks like just before winter here in Alaska. Not very much to look at, mostly naked trees and just a little bit of snow on the ground. But I also wanted to talk to you guys about the last video that I made. Now, I'm not going to get into it too much because a lot of good stuff happening on that video. Besides a couple of comments that kind of accused me of fear-mongering, which I don't really know where they came off, thinking that I was trying to fear-monger people on that scenario. But what I think I'm going to do with that video, ladies and gentlemen, is I am going to go ahead and see about doing a live stream so we can cover that video, and then I can announce the giveaway for that video for the person that wins the flashlight. And it'll be on the 10th of November, so not this coming Sunday but the following Sunday. And it probably won't be that long of a live stream, but I'll make sure that I announce it and that I post it on the community page as well a few days before. And I'll continue to announce that we're going to do a live stream on that day so that we can talk about that, because I'll tell you what, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I was up to when I was doing that video, but I do want to tell you that what I was looking for is actually manifesting within the comments, which is great. And I'll tell you one of the things that I was looking for. I got a lot of comments that said, if something like that were to happen, where the banks closed and the ATMs went down and everything like that, you shouldn't have to go anywhere because you should already be prepped. And that's one of the things I was looking for. All right, and then I'm going to tell you the other two things I was looking for when we do our live stream. But I think it's great that we had so many people comment that specific answer, saying that you really shouldn't have to do anything because you should already be prepped and you should have all the things that you need already. So I think it's great that a lot of people commented like that, but we did get a lot of other really good comments, okay? And I'm going to actually have to work very hard to give away that $10 flashlight. Once I started reading all the comments and the lists that people were putting out, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so much work for me to go through all these comments and take a look at all the lists and all that kind of stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and take a look at it. I think it's a very thought-provoking video, and that was one of my intentions with that video. It wasn't me trying to tell you this is what you should be doing. It was me trying to get you to say what it is that you think you should be doing. And even those that were critical of the list of things that I was going to do, I welcome that a lot, because not only did it open up conversation, but it also opened up other areas that people can look at as far, well, maybe we should, instead of doing your number 3 first, we should do your number 2 first, or whatever, you know. They're like, yeah, your list is in a decent order, but I would do this before this, you know, and things like that. So it really opened up a lot of avenues that we can look at to be better prepared and to help others be better prepared. All right. So having said that, before I stop talking and put this on fast speed so you guys can enjoy the ride home, I just want to tell you all, first of all, if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a card for it so you can take a look at it, number 1. And number 2, if you have already seen the video, please go back to it in a few days or maybe even in a week or so that you can take a look at some of the lists that people made so that you can vote on them, all right? Because it's you, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to decide who the winner is. I know that this prize is not a big prize because I just did a giveaway about a week ago or so. But it's you guys that are going to decide who the winner is by your giving them an upvote on their list. Okay, so if you haven't done that, I'd appreciate it if you guys go back in a few days and take a look at the new comments that maybe you haven't seen, so that we can give that little flashlight away to someone and help them out, even if it's a small flashlight. And whoever wins that flashlight, I can guarantee you that they're going to love it, because that flashlight is awesome. It's my everyday carry flashlight, and I'm thinking about buying like 4 or 5 more before they go up in price. All right, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, the next time I talk, it'll be in front of my Payday preps, All right, so we'll see you then. Enjoy. All right, so we're home. Well, as you can see, this is part of my payday prep. It's not everything. I didn't want to crowd everything in, so I can show you what I got, one item at a time. But as you can see, I got another 5 cans of the Keystone beef, the large cans. Now, unfortunately, I do believe that I mentioned this on a previous video, that they had these on sale for, I believe it was like $4.87 a piece, which is a really good price. So I ended up going into Amazon like 2 or 3 times in the last week and a half or so and ordering whatever they would let me order. Because I know there was a couple of times where I could only order 1 at that price, and there was one time where they let me order 3. Unfortunately, as you can see, Amazon's at it again. See that? It's so sad, really. So I'm actually going to be using this tomorrow, because it's still good, but it's definitely not going to store for long term. I received 2 more cans that had dents on them, not terrible dents, but I'll probably end up consuming those as well. Now, I ended up calling Amazon, and they were outstanding as far as customer service, like they have been in the past with a product that I've received that was damaged, and they did refund me the amount that I spent for the cans that were damaged. So I can't complain about that, but still I would like to be able to have some confidence that when I buy something from them, that it's going to come in good shape, that I don't have to worry about it being all dented up. However, it is what it is, right, ladies and gentlemen? I can't get this stuff here. I can't get it shipped up here from Walmart. The only way I can get it is from Amazon. So every once in a while I try my luck, and that's what happens. So in addition to the Keystone beef, I ended up getting some more corned beef. So I ended up getting 5 more of these. And let me tell you a little story about the corned beef, ladies and gentlemen. So I ended up getting 5 more of those corned beef. The last time that I got corned beef on my last payday prep, these were $4.04 a piece. These are now, in 2 weeks, these are now $4.48 per. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money. It's an extra 44 cents than what they were last time. But that's really a lot. When you figure that in as a percentage of what it is, that's more than a 10% increase of the price that I paid for this exact same can of beef 2 weeks ago. So I ended up getting 5 because I still do have a little bit of room left in my space, in my pantry, for corned beef. So I'm going to try to fill that in. And as I told you on one of my previous videos, I'm going to try to use the room that I freed up by storing my number 10 cans in between my floor joists downstairs under the house. I'm going to try to use that room to fill it up with nothing but protein. So I'm going to go ahead and keep getting some of these a little bit at a time until I fill that up. Same thing with the Keystone, and same thing with pressure canning my own beef. Now, a heads up on a video that I've got coming out. I'm going to go ahead and put out a video where I do a comparison between this beef and one of the jars of beef that I jarred, that I pressure canned myself. I'm going to go ahead and open one of these up. Probably it'll be this one because it's dented. And then I'll open up a jar of the beef that I pressure canned myself, that I processed myself, so that you guys can see what it looks like, the difference. I'll see if I can give you an idea of what the texture looks like, you know, by breaking it apart with my fingers. And of course, I'll do a non-biased taste test to let you know which one I think tastes better. In addition to this, ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and grabbed a can of Spam that is chorizo. Now, I didn't know that they had these, and that's one of the things that I love about our community, is that you guys share so much stuff that I already didn't know about. And I didn't know that they even had this in this flavor. The last time I tried a can of Spam that had a flavor in it, it was like the jalapeno one, I believe it was, or hot sauce. And I really didn't like it because it was just too much of that hot sauce flavor. So I kind of shied away from the flavored Spam. But someone left in the comments that this flavored Spam is really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out. And if I like it and if my family likes it, I'm going to stock up on some of these. Because even though it's just Spam, remember, you want to have variety in the foods that you store. That way you won't get food fatigue and get tired of eating the same thing all the time. I think it's very important that you do that. Now, let me know if you guys want me to review this. If I get enough people wanting me to review this, I will. If not, not a big deal. So those are all of the food items that I got. I did get some other items that are for winter readiness, something that I get almost every single year because I go through them every year. And every year I get 3 pair of gloves. And the first pair that I get is going to be this kind right here. And what these gloves are, these are real thin gloves. And they're really not meant to keep your hands warm. What these gloves are meant for is to keep your hands from getting contact burns. And for those of you that may not know what a contact burn is, it's when you touch something, usually something that's made out of metal, at extreme low temperatures, like -30, -35 and below. And if you do that with your bare hands or your bare skin, it will actually burn your skin. So what I do is I put this on as the very first layer of gloves that I put on. That way, if I have to get out of the vehicle or something, I don't have to be afraid of touching something and getting burned. So I always have this under my other gloves as my first layer. That, I've got a pair of gloves that are a little bit thicker, that are meant for warmth. These are actually meant for warmth. And when you combine this layer with this layer, it's going to really be a lot better than just having one big thick pair of gloves. So I'll have both of these on when it's pretty cold, probably down to like -10, -20. I'll be wearing both of these gloves. Now, if it gets even colder than that and I'm going to be outside for an extended period of time, for example, whenever I have to go and do snow blowing, I'm usually outside for a minimum of 2 hours. If I have to snow blow because it snowed more than, let's say, 6 inches, I'll be outside snow blowing for a minimum of 2 hours is what it takes me to do my driveway and the road that leads to our home. Because the road that we live on is not serviced by the city. We have to take care of it ourselves. And 95% of the time, I'm the one that ends up doing it, right? And what I do is I'll have these gloves on. And if I'm going to be out there for a while, I'll put on a pair of wool gloves. Now, these are wool mittens. And they are very, very warm. All right. So what I'll do is I'll start off with both of these. And if my fingers still get a little bit cold, and I know that I'm still going to be out there for a while, I go ahead and I put these on as well. And it's really nice because since the thickness of the material goes up as the layers build on each other, it builds up to where I can still fit my hand in these mittens, even though I have these gloves on. So these work really, really well. All right. So I got that as well. Those of you that have been me for a while can attest to what I'm about to tell you. I love flashlights, and whenever I see flashlights on sale, even though I probably have about 30 flashlights, I have to get them. So that's one of my things. And I saw these on sale at Costco about a week or so ago, and it was a great deal, $15. So you got $15 for 3 headlamps that are 500 lumen a piece. And they even come with batteries. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. I personally don't think that you can have enough flashlights. The more flashlights you have, the better. Of course, you don't want to have 5,000 flashlights because that's just ridiculous. But I think the more flashlights, the better. You could say that they're great for barter, if you can barter them because you have extras. But anyone that's ever gone without electricity and had no light knows how precious light is and what a big morale booster it is to be able to have light, right? Because think about it. Think about if the lights went out and you were in the darkness and you didn't have anything to light up the area, how precious a flashlight would be. Now, I know that a lot of the people that watch, you know, this channel, that are community members here, I know you guys have candles. I know you have lanterns and all that kind of stuff. But whenever I see an awesome sale like this for $15, I can't resist but to get it. Now, there will come a point in my life where I will have enough flashlights. It just doesn't happen to be right now. And the last thing that I got is not really a prepper item, but I'm going to show it off to you because I think it's really cool. And it's this right here. And I don't know if you guys know what this is. I didn't know what it was when I saw it, but then when I saw someone using it, I was like, that is really, really cool. This is a knife sharpener. I've never seen a knife sharpener like this before, but it's a knife sharpener and it's supposed to work really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all this off, and if you guys want to watch me do a real quick illustration or demonstration on how this works, I'll do it and I can show you guys how it works. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear this off, and I'll be back in a second. Now, this is a really cheap knife. We've had this knife for years, but it's a really cheap knife. But we just like using it, my wife and myself. And I got a piece of paper here so you guys can take a look how dull it is. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys how dull it is so I can try this thing out and see what it looks like or how well it sharpens it. I honestly have no idea whether it's going to do a good job or not. So the idea with this is that you're supposed to stay on the sides here and bring it down like this, and then go down to the other side over here and bring it down like this all the way down. And as you can see, this is kind of like spring loaded, so it'll keep enough resistance on the knife's blade so that you can still get a good sharp edge on both sides. All you have to do is remember not to do more on one side than the other. So I'm gonna start off by doing like 5 on each side. That's 5. Try this side. See. Well, it feels a little sharper, but I think it can use a few more. Let's try it out. Let's try a few more out. Let's do 10 on each side. There you go. It definitely feels a lot sharper than it did before. Let's see how it does with the paper test. Well, that's not bad. For as dull as it was, let's see. Oh no, that pretty much just ripped the paper. Yeah, that's not bad. I think it's good. You take a cheap little knife like this and sharpen it up nice and sharp, just with a, you know, in a matter of about a minute, minute and a half. I think it's good. So yeah, so that's what this is. You know, this wasn't really part of the Payday prep. This was just an impulse buy because I wanted to get something that was a lot easier to sharpen knives with. And it looks like it's pretty well constructed. It's got little pads in the bottom so they won't slip resistance pads. And it's made out of nice heavy gauge stainless steel. All right, so, well, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that that's it for this Payday prep. I hope I didn't bore you to death, and I hope that you got something out of this video. And what I hope the most is that this encourages you to go out there and do a little bit of prep. Now look at this. Even Alaska Prepper doesn't go out and get thousands of dollars worth of preps. All right? Slow and steady wins the race. I've said that 1,000 times. Don't ever be intimidated by seeing what other people get. Always get what you can get within your means. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, having said that, I should be putting out a video for Saturday. I don't think it'll be a very long video. Hopefully I'll be reviewing that Keystone beef and comparing it to one of the jars of beef that I pressure canned, and we will see you then. All right, now remember that there is not going to be a live chat premiere this Sunday. I think I have a short video to put up for Sunday, and I know I'm saying short, but don't take my word for that. All right, it might be, it might not be. It just depends on how things go. All right, so having said that, again, thank you very much for joining in. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I am out.